You guys remember these? Yeah, back in the day, us weeaboos used to read these like they were our freaking Bible. I'm of course talking about the late anime magazines known as Animerica and Anime Insider. Back in the early 2000s, one of my friends would bring one of these to school and we'd all huddle around it like it was our exotic animal. It was mesmerizing, a magazine totally dedicated to Japanese animation. It was otaku heaven. The one in particular that we always read was Anime Insider. Soon enough, my brother actually subscribed to it and we would get them monthly. But that's not the end of it. A little later that year, I discovered yet another anime magazine at my local bookstore, and that one was called Animerica. Quickly, I subscribed to that one, as my brother did with Insider. Man, was I the cool nerd. I would bring both of these magazines to school, and everybody would treat me like I was some Japanese goddess. Then again, there were some arguments had, and that one was, which one was better? Believe it or not, we actually got very heated arguments about this subject. It was always, Anime Insider's better because it has funny fan mail section, or no, Animerica's better because it's bigger and has more pages. Believe it or not, these were our first world problems. Now before we start on this, I am going to admit that there was one other anime magazine that was being published at the time, and it was New Type. The reason I'm not covering it is because, well, none of my friends really read this. Nobody ever brought it to school, and I can't really say that I could review it very well because I don't remember it at all. To begin with, it was a magazine that was translated straightly from Japan, and while some might find that kinda cool, we just didn't really give a crap. We were in that stage where we liked anime, not Japan. Japan Fest is in town? Fuck that shit, we're going to AWA! So today we're gonna have a little debate on my greatest junior high nostalgia, that is, Animerica versus Anime Insider. So let's start with the special features they had, starting with Animerica. First thing I see, it is a noticeably big magazine. It's much wider than Anime Insider was. Also, people like to argue that it had more pages than Insider, but in reality, it only ranged to about 95, which is only about 10 more pages than Insider. The covers were always really nice to look at. They always made sure the cover photo was large and memorable, maybe from a DVD cover or special features. Of course, ads within the magazine were usually advertising a manga or an anime or a video game that was about to come out. Though, there was one ad I never really understood, and that was this one. It was always advertising Robert's Anime Corner Store. Yeah, let that sink in. It was just a website that sold anime merchandise, but it would always have these weird, disgustingly over-moe girls selling it. You can tell it's Wapanu, just look at it, it looks strange. Whoa, what are you doing with those children, lady? Or 14-year-old girl, I can't really tell anymore. See, that's the thing with anime. She can have like a perfect G cup and she could be 12. How's that make you feel? Of course, it would always greenlight some anime, usually the one that was on the cover, and go into detail what it's like to expect from it. These pages were very well put together. They usually had some character bios to go along with them. They also like to do the cinema format atop the cross of the page. That's creative, but some of them got a little overboard. Whoa! There's also a fan mail page. They included very basic questions, like questions about certain animes or about the magazines. Ugh, sometimes they get a little personal. I've written letters to Animerica in the past hoping my address would be printed so fans of the same shows I would like to write to me. I can't email anyone because I don't own a computer. I live too far away to visit a convention. How do you suggest I make friends? Wow, I would have just told him he's in for a lonely life of nerddom. Oh, here's one from the last issue published referring to the end of the magazine. I heard you're ending? Is it true? Who will fill my head with visions of anime when I go to sleep? How will I survive? Please say it isn't so. This is the end. Meteorites are pounding the earth and destroying the atmosphere, making it unbreathable for all organic life. The Asmagar have invaded and released the undead device which instantly eradicates all carbon-based life forms. A terrible virus created by a CIA to make American light beer taste exactly like the regular beer that has mutated and destroyed all beer in the world, causing all the majority. Oh my god, Dr. Brown, you are a dick. Another thing about the fan mail section is that the envelopes they would send in. Most people would decorate and draw on their envelopes, and if they did, they would get them posted along the top of the page. Creative. What the... Speaking of awkward, look at this awesome fan art. Damn, Dr. Brown, you are a troll. There was a couple of sections that would show which mangas and DVDs were coming out soon. As you can see, I circled the ones I planned to get. On the same subject, there were small anime and manga reviews that would usually go on for over the first volume or DVD. They were interesting if you really looked into buying a new series. Oh, look at this. Top 13 scariest anime. You know how I like the scary stuff. Sugar actually made number 13, being so cute that it's scary. Oh, come on, Hellsing! How the hell did Perfect Blue not make #1? Anybody who's gone to a convention has been stalked all day knows what I'm talking about. And how the hell is Neon Genesis Evangelion not on here? Am I the only one who's creeped out by Ava 01 eating the 14th angel? Who forget the horrors of giant Ray Face? I'm getting a little off subject. Anyways, there's also back-to-back sections, Tokyo Scope and Cosplay Cafe. Tokyo Scope usually went over soon-to-come Japanese movies, sometimes adapted from anime or just with a cult following. Cosplay Cafe greenlighted cosplaying in Japan. I guess it went on with the common lines of everything's better in Japan, especially the cosplay. Then we have the Otaku Fair section. It would usually consist of the hottest Japanese toys, though I usually saw it as just a tease. After all, they were only available in Japan. The opposite of Japanese cosplays, we have the American cosplay section. Some are pretty good. Others, not so much. And last but not least, we have my favorite section, the fan art. But unlike most fan art sections, they would usually give you a specific theme to draw to. So let's look at the category, shall we? Okay, we got Secret Agent theme. All of them are dressed in suits. Okay, that makes sense. But here's a cross-dressing theme. That's pretty funny. Ooh, somewhat disturbing. Lord of the Rings theme. That's kind of weird. Pirate theme. Of course, you gotta have that one in there. Old Japan theme. That shouldn't be too hard. Oh, very funny. Create your own mecha theme. Well, people love mecha, so it shouldn't be that understandable. What the hell? Assbot? What in the... Oh my god, there's a description. This Hobot has literally buns of steel, 50% woman and 100% hot, fully equipped with just the thong of doom. And don't try to cop a feel, or she'll rip you in half. Wow, oh my god, here's another one, TCB 2000, Thong Clad Bishonen 2000. This lanky dandy Jack spends his time ignoring the throngs of rampant fangirls who left after his hot robotic body. He also comes with many features such as several commands as sit, make me a sandwich, and do a sexy dance. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but I gotta bring this up. Getting back to the fan mail section, somebody actually wrote in that they were offended by these two specific mechs. After returning from my summer as a language student in Japan, I picked up the July issue of Animerica to do a little light reading after work on calculus homework, and I was shocked. I have complained about the language used in Animerica number 12. The Assbot? The TCB 2000? Both well drawn and deserving recognition, yet at the same time offensive in content. Wow, this girl must not read any ecchi of any kind ever. That about wraps up Animerica. Overall, it's a pretty good magazine, and back in middle school I actually preferred it to Insider. But we still have to look at its competitor, Anime Insider. Starting with the covers again, Anime Insider's isn't as well done as Animerica's. It always looked like they just got some character off the internet. It was kinda lame. The ads were very similar to Animerica's as well. The advertising went from anime, video games, manga, and sometimes even card games. But none of Robert's Moe shit, thank God. Anime Insider also liked to do these little bubbles around everywhere. It would just be all these anime screenshots and comic book bubbles making them say silly stuff. At the beginning of every issue, there was a small section called From the Top. It was usually a couple of paragraphs written by one of the members of the magazine staff and their experience with the events of the otaku world. I actually always skipped over these when I was a kid, but now that I read them, they're actually pretty entertaining. Especially this one about the horrors and joys of conventions. Lord, we've all been there. Like Animerica, Insider had a very entertaining fan mail section, called Animail. The only thing is, I literally think the readers of Insider were legally retarded. Dear AI, what's the difference between anime and manga? They are both just drawings. Why don't they just combine anime and manga into one word? Maname. Here's one with a poem. Anime. Anime is friendship. Anime is love. Anime is an angel sent from above. When the door shuts, when the lights go out, turn on your TV and watch an anime on DVD. Ooh, here's a pervy one. Dear Anime Insider, I can't get enough of those anime girls. I have a huge collection of action figures that resign statuses of posters on the wall scrolls and keychains and framed cells of my favorite anime girls. On behalf of all us anime girl aficionados, please print out only the hottest anime girl pictures you can find. Folks, former President Clinton sends us the same letter each month with a different alias. Sorry, Mr. President, it's not gonna work. These were actually answered by a dude named Tom Root. After retiring from Anime Insider, he actually went to become a writer on the infamous Robot Chicken. Yeah, as you can tell, he could be a bit of an asshole like Dr. Brown. It doesn't help that his readers are as stupid as fuck. Look, he even interrupts this girl's letter not even halfway through. Dear Anime Insider, I'm a huge fan of Yu Yu Hakusho, and Kurama's so cute. Well anyway, okay, I'm stopping this letter right here. Do you see why I have to put up with this? Is there any wonder that I'm retiring? There are lots of things that I'll miss about Animail, but reading several hundred of letters per month about Kurama's cuteness ain't one of them. Just had to get that off my chest. Okay, back to the letter. You tell them, Wappanoos, Mr. Root. Not only was this the fan mail section, but they actually crammed in a lot of other blurbs within it. We got cosplay cavalcade, where they would show you one specifically nice looking cosplay. There was the web poll, which readers would vote on a subject such as best Gundam series, favorite Shonen Jump series, and favorite villain. The polls would always be shown with a pie chart form with the winner next to it. Insider's fan art section wasn't nearly as big as Animerica's. It only consisted of about 6 drawings. Then they would get all educational with us. This included Words of the Wise and Culture Shocker. Words of the Wise would show a list of Japanese words that were commonly untranslated in animes and tell you its meaning. This was actually a big help. It's where I learned my honorifics. Culture Shocker would also mention something we see in anime all the time that Americans didn't quite get because of the cultural differences. Damn, and that's just the fan mail section. We still got the rest of the magazine to go. There's this one part called Insider News plus Notes that would, I think, literally choose a random anime-related subject and cover it. One Piece coming to America. Okay, that's understandable. Toy information? Okay. Making the Allied Forces into an anime. Well, I think that one kind of came to be. Death of the Month was really fun. This would focus on a specific anime character's death. But not just any death, no, it had to be some gruesome and terrifying one. Oh my god, look at these! Lip Service would often interview a famous voice actor. This would actually kind of disappoint fans sometimes to find out their sexy 2D character was not so bishy. This used to be a fun one if it were anime, or let's take something American drawn in an anime form. These are always over the top and very silly. I mean, we got Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, the Dukes of Hazzard, what the Charlie Brown? What the hell is going on in this picture? Snoopy's a robot? Oh my god, is that supposed to be Linus? What's with the dust cloud? I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be Pigpen or something. You see, back in the day, it was kind of cool to see our favorite comic books or cartoons in an anime form. But nowadays, we have DeviantArt and Snafu comics. I hate to be a killjoy, but it's kind of worn out its welcome. Now here is my favorite section, Last Man Standing. You ever wonder what it'd be like to see your 2 favorite anime characters go head to head with each other? Last Man Standing fulfilled our wishes with fanfiction gone horribly interesting. It would often start with the character bios of the 2 fighters, usually including age, height, fighting style, and some other information affiliated with the match. Then the story begins. Literally, it plays out like a story, or a little fanfiction. Overall, they were pretty fun. I do have one complaint about this part though. Back in the early issues, they would actually have fan art of the characters fighting each other. Some even still exist on the internet today. But after a while, they just stopped and started to have these screen caps of the characters with the word verses in between them. It just seems so lazy to me. I mean, I recently discovered the guy who actually submitted a picture for the Yomiko vs. Robin fight. He also did this Catwoman picture from If It Were Anime. I mean, look at this! It looks amazing! And what did they use? Fucking screen caps! What goobs. And they even failed at that! I mean, look at this fight. It's called the Sailor Suit Rumble. It contained 12 anime schoolgirls, and yet only 8 are actually wearing their sailor suits. What the hell? You couldn't find a decent picture of the rest of them with their school uniforms? Well, other than the picture issue, the matches were always a fun read, and I would look forward to them every time. Insider would also greenlight a couple specific animes within its issues. Like Animerica, it would usually consist of a description of the series with some character bios along with some concept art. Then there would be these random articles that I think the editors just came up with to take space. Gigi Carrot's Crazy 8, the best of Inuyasha Bad Guys, Miyazaki Heaven, and the best of, well, everything I guess. Oh, look at this, they actually tried to rate Clamp's manga. They should just give them all one grade since they all cross over at some point or another. Insider was also very well known for its episode guides. This would take usually a shorter series, ones that are maybe about 26 episodes, and give you a very quick synopsis on each of the episodes. But be careful, spoiler alert! Another part I always look forward to is the Manga Peeks. Nope, I'm not talking about manga descriptions, it was a quick look at a manga that was soon to come out. It would tend to be only about 10 pages and it would be turned on the side so you can put 2 pages to save paper. I actually got a lot of my manga from these little peeks. Now we had the release dates to DVDs and mangas that were soon to come out. Oh my god, look at all this! It's like 4 straight pages of this junk. Not only do they tell you what's coming out, but they give you like a little Pokedex entry about it too. Free Swag would tell you little freebies that you would get usually in DVD box sets. Its figurine section would talk about figurines and things that are coming out. Bits of Bytes would talk about, I guess, you know what? This is the most ADD magazine I have ever read. Actually, looking back on some of the other things, I don't even think some of these sections are in the other magazines. They're just putting things in here to take up space! Finally, stuff. No, really, that's what it's called, stuff. Figurines, plushies, weird shit galore. I don't think there was ever a time I opened to this part and have not seen some fantastic 2D boobies. And last but not least, we have the parting shots. There's nothing much to say on this. It's pretty much just the weird shit that goes on in Japan. That is a 920,000 worth Asteroid Boy figurine. Wow. Ew, what did they do to my beloved Godzilla? Aw, grody, what is going on in this picture? Some kind of Takashi's Castle event going on? Somebody's gonna get pink eye. My life is pain. Yeah, I feel you, little monkey bunny. Well, that pretty much wraps up Anime Insider, so shall we say who is the victor? Well, I can honestly say that Animerica was a much nicer looking magazine. It was very well organized and very informative of what it needed to be. Also, who could forget that awesome fan art section? Man, I still wish some magazines would do that. Anime Insider, on the other hand, was messy and very in-your-face about a lot of its segments. But for some reason, I like that about it. Isn't that what being a weeboo's all about? Liking a foreign animation and not giving a fuck to the point where people just want to avoid you at all costs? Anime Insider was the written paperback version of what an otaku really was. Plus, who could ignore all those awesome segments they had? And there you go, the winner is Anime Insider. It was a great magazine and continues to live on in our hearts. Because nowadays, we don't have many anime magazines. I mean, back then, what was being published was Animerica, Anime Insider, and New Type. That's 3 anime magazines. Because these days, we only have one, and that's Otaku USA. And I mean, it's alright. It's no Insider, but it's okay. It's got some good blurbs in it. And, I mean, it's a whole new generation of anime. It's gotta have new shows, new figurines, new merchandise.